shared or confidential, expressed or held in your heart. Leanda will hold the bowl of stones. As you drop your stone, may you experience, like the ripples in the water, the spreading of love and support. If you filled out a yellow joys or concerns card, you may bring it to me. Feel free to just hold up your card if you need someone to bring it up for you. If attending on Facebook, please write joys or concerns into the comments. Brenda, can you offer us some music? Thank you, Brenda. That was beautiful. Carol, are there any joys and concerns on Facebook today? Leanda, will you drop some stones for our beloved Facebook attendees? Your community cares about you. There is a joy shared by, I'm going to be asking you to do a few more of those. Just sharing. Oh, so many joys today. My goodness. And, you know, I know that there are other joys and concerns that weren't shared publicly. Leanda, let's take a whole handful and drop those into the water today. And then maybe one more handful for the joys and concerns that we might encounter before we get to be together again.
This fellowship is the community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its wealth is what we share as we contribute to the life of the community. We affirm the life it brings to us. Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen our fellowship. And we take via text, via check, and via basket. So we are not picky.
Thank you, Brenda. That was rad. David, do I still need to be on this one? Okay. We Unitarian Universalists don't have a lot of our very own rituals. Oftentimes, we borrow from the Buddhists or the Christians or the pagans. But flower communion is one of ours. The church that Norbert Čapek founded was only a few years old, yet already he sensed uncomfortable feelings among the members. Having left behind Catholic, Protestant, and Jewish faiths, many of his congregants struggled to open their hearts to something new. They didn't really trust each other. Knowing that ritual touches hearts and spirits, Čapek thought some kind of ceremony would help. Perhaps something like the Christian communion, but obviously not the Christian communion. Webster says the communion is that which binds us together. We speak of a communion with nature, or a communion with the stars, a sense of connection with the peace and beauty. In such a communion, communication is so intimate, we need no words. As we experience this together and share thoughts and feelings this deeply, through this kind of connection, we bridge differences and we bring communities together. Čapek knew that if his congregants could not grow to trust each other, they wouldn't be strong together. They would never become a unified people. Community works best when we trust each other, when we lean in. It works best when we believe with compassion and kindness. When we behave with compassion and kindness. Just like in our seed communion in January, when we stress the need for kindness and how good for us kindness is. Chapek somehow knew that too. So this is how the story goes. Chapek was walking down the street, wondering how to help his congregants trust each other, when he saw a wildflower bravely sprouting through the rubble of a vacant lot. We've all seen that, right? The little flowers that poke up through the concrete. Wow! A few other flowers bloomed nearby. The same, yet different. Different types, different colors, but all strong, brave, beautiful. Like these flowers, he felt his congregants were also the same, yet different. And they were also strong, brave, and beautiful. Chapek knew that. He decided that he could help them see themselves as beautiful and brave by inviting them to exchange flowers as symbols of their own inner worth and dignity. Oh, I hope you see yourselves as beautiful, strong, and brave. Chapek's ritual worked really, really well to cohere the church members one to another, because Chapek's church became the largest Unitarian community in the whole world. In 1940, his wife Maya introduced the flower ritual to the United States, where almost all Unitarian churches continue to celebrate it today. It's hard to remember this ritual, though, without remembering that it is part of a ministry of resistance that led to Chapek's death at Dachau. When the Nazis took over Czechoslovakia in 1939, they completely disapproved of Chapek's message of love and hope and freedom. They did not appreciate his proclamation that every individual has inner worth and beauty. Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't want people to see their inner worth and beauty, because that makes people stronger. They told him he had to stop preaching. And of course, like any good UU, he refused. He was arrested and eventually brought to trial. The court records include the statement that Norbert Chapek was too dangerous to the Reich to be allowed to live. His message of love and unity was just too much. My goodness, this reminds me of Jesus, who also wouldn't shut up. And he was also too dangerous to the government of his day to be allowed to live. And Oscar Romero in El Salvador wouldn't stop fighting for social justice in his country and was slain by the government. And I could go on and on about Martin Luther King Jr. for preaching on unity. Y'all, there are many, many martyrs. Dear ones, Resistance is dangerous. Sometimes it's even deadly, but it's never, ever futile. Today, injustice continues throughout the world, but no matter what you use, we'll keep fighting it. I will stand up to the bullies. I know that you will raise your voices against injustice too. And my dear ones, we are so much stronger when we are together. And what we're doing today is just as important. We aren't just looking at pretties. This flower communion, the story behind it, the unity that it brings is a form of fierce resistance to autocracy, to bullies, and to systematic oppression. Each of you is a flower. Beautiful, resilient, strong. Let's move on to the consecration. Woo! The consecration of the flowers. I can't read this if I'm crying. These are the words that Čapek used to consecrate the flowers. The language is different than I would normally use, but I thought today we would honor his exact words. Today we'll bless both our flowers and the baby plants. So then, beloveds, each in our own way, let us pray. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these flowers, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in unity and affection and devotion to each other. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of the most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship. But may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do good work in this world. Amen. Okay. So we are going to respond with each of these phrases with, for we are the flowers of today and the seed of the future. Each of us is a flower with a delicate beauty uniquely our own. May we be like sunflowers, turning always towards the light. For we are the flower of today and the seed of the future.
We may be like night-blooming jasmine, only displaying our fragrant petals when it is dark and we think no one can see.
For we are the flower of today and the seed of the future. May we be hothouse flowers, far from our native lands, cautiously touched and tended with a harsh and unfamiliar climate. For we are the flower of today and the seed of the future.
We may be gray-headed like dandelions, eager to launch the new generation with the first strong gust of wind. Past our own bright youth, but ready to pass on our wisdom and precious gossamer-carried seeds. For we are the flower of today and the seed of the future.
Some of us sometimes spring up overnight and fade into the hot glare.
Some of us sometimes are roses, slowly assembling petal after tightly wrapped petal and revealing our full glory only when everything is in place. For we are the flower of today and the seed of the future.
Sometimes we are roadside weeds, loveliness bursting improbably from the dust and debris.
May we offer our beauty with the simplicity of flowers, expecting no recognition, hoping for nothing, giving out of what we are, and knowing it is enough.
May our lives bloom like the flowers.
For we are the flower of today and the seed of the future. It's time for us to share now in the flower communion. We're going to come up these center aisles, and then we'll return to your seats by the outside aisles, please. We ask that as each of you in turn approach the communion vase, you do so very quietly, reverently, with a sense of how important it is for each of us to address our world and one another with gentleness, justice, and love. We ask that you select a flower, different from the one that you brought, that particularly calls to you. And as you take your chosen flower, note its unique shape and beauty. Please remember to handle it carefully. This is a gift that someone else has brought you. This flower that you choose represents the person's unique humanity and therefore deserves your kindest touch. Afterwards, you may also select one rainbow baby per household, please, so we have enough to go around. You don't have to take one if you don't want to. But at least go look at them because they're really awesome. Let us share quietly in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of oneness and love. Brenda.
listen to Dr. Chopek's flower communion prayer with slightly updated language from the UUA. In the name of Providence, which implants the seed of the future of the tree and in the hearts of people, the longing for everyone to live in humanly love. In the name of the highest, in whom we move and who makes the mother and father, the siblings, what they are. In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice. Let us renew our resolution sincerely to be real siblings, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges us one from another. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are one family and that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us. And may we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. Blessed be and amen. That was so pretty. Thanks, y'all. Let us, is it time? It is. Let us rise and sing together our closing hymn. This is the tune to the tune of Good King Wenceslas. You know, da 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 da. That tune. Spring has now unwrapped the flowers.
Please join me in the closing words of the chalice lighting. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you.
Oh, this mic is so nice. We are a community of action and adventure. Next Sunday is going to be especially fun. It's Choir Sunday. So there's going to be a rehearsal at 10 before service. And then there's also a Web of Life picnic afterwards at 12:30. And also, if you love meetings, there's a whole bunch on here. Plenty for you to choose from. And they're all in your order of service, so feel free to take that with you. Also, this morning, the grounds crew, and along with the Children's and Youth Religious Exploration Group, worked on the children's garden out front. So when you leave, just stop by and look at it because it's beautiful, and they did a wonderful job. And closing words. Reverend?
So a couple of little housekeeping things. These plants don't want sun. They can have indirect sun, but don't like sit them in the sunny spot. And they like water once or twice a week now. They tinkle, these pots tinkle, and so they'll need to be set on something that I say the pots, the solo cups, have holes in the bottom. Okay. If you didn't get a coleus and you want one, there are plenty to share, so please come get one. Dear ones, how precious it is to share this year's flower communion with you. You are each resilient, brave, and beautiful. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for being my right hand today, Leanda. I appreciate you all so much. And just before Shopek died, he wrote this prayer when he was in Dachau. It is worthwhile to live and fight courageously for sacred ideals. Oh, blow ye evil winds into my body's fire. My soul you'll never unravel. Even though disappointed 1,000 times or fallen in the fight and everything would worthless seem, I have lived amidst eternity. Be grateful, my soul. My life was worth living. He who was pressed from all sides but remained victorious in spirit is welcomed into the choir of heroes. He who overcame the fetters, giving wing to the mind, is entering into the golden age of the victorious. Thank you, loves. Go in peace. Brenda. Thank you.